My name is Craig Jennings. I work at an NGO called OMB Watch, and that's exactly what we do. We watch the OMB. More specifically, though, we are an advocate for transparent, open, and accountable government. And what I want to do today is give you kind of a brief history of federal spending visualization and a glimpse into a tool that OMB Watch and our partners are developing to kind of improve the flow of information and give advocates and organizers a chance to really use the data that are becoming online. So this is Recovery.gov, and they have a map, and they have pins that tell you where all the recovery projects in the United States are happening, and you can zoom in, and it's really neat. But it's pretty limited as it is for an organizing tool or for advocacy. It's neat to put in your zip code, zoom in and see, I can see Bob's Construction, or my brother-in-law works, is actually working in Austin, Texas right now to build a road. What the site also has is a map of unemployment. So what we're looking at here is the various rates of unemployment throughout the United States. So you can see California and Nevada are particularly hard hit. And those are kinds of the needs. So where do we want to direct recovery spending? Well, we want to send it to areas where unemployment is high. And so Recovery.gov actually does have the option to kind of overlay recovery spending onto that. It's unfortunately not very useful. It doesn't really get you to a very good place as far as understanding how money is being directed. You get pins on a map. Maryland, however, has a program called StateStat. And they kind of subdivide it a little bit further. And in this case, what we're looking at is transportation needs. So if you look at this, this is the percentage of population without a vehicle and recovery spending on transportation dollars in that area. And you can see there where it was directed. This is the tool that OMB Watch is building, in which we're taking, in this particular example, you're looking at unemployment, like we saw at, on Recovery.gov. What we did is we're going to take all the data from recovery and eventually federal spending and various needs data, for instance, unemployment, poverty. We can do this by race. We can do this by areas without broadband. We can do this with transportation needs, any sort of data, and then mash that up. So here what we're looking at is Recovery Act spending, and I'm saying per unemployment because we're kind of getting our data right, but that's per percentage point of unemployment. So you can see Texas, Florida, California, they do really well for recovery spending in terms of the percentage of the population that is unemployed. So that's great. They're doing really well. Some other states aren't doing so well. So this is the step that we think we can push forward, but there's more. And that is kind of a static analysis. We've taken the data and we've said, this is the kind of combination you should do, spending per unemployed. There's a company called Esri, and they make a product called Decision Tree. And we think we can adapt this pretty well to what we're doing, and we're going to give users the chance to pick their own data, assign their own weights to the importance of that. So you could say, for instance, show me unemployed people that don't have any cars and are living in a certain area. And it will generate a map that looks like this, in which it tells you your interest. So if you're an advocate or an organizer, you can go into these neighborhoods and you can say, this is where we need to be spending money. If we don't see federal dollars being directed here, then we can organize around that and push to get that done. So what we're doing then is we're taking the data that's available and making it useful, turning it into a tool for advocates and organizers and the media and the public to actually kind of inform the way we talk about spending. And more importantly, to inform decisions by those people that are charged with making decisions on spending. There's a whole other side to this that 5 minutes doesn't allow me to talk about, but it's government performance spending. So once you identify the need, you spend money on it, then the question is, how well did it do? How effective was that spending? And that's something else that we're going to tackle too. But very briefly, one of the big challenges, of course, is just finding the data. As much data as there are out there, it's really hard to get data on things that you're really interested in. they don't fit quite right. So there's a certain amount of massaging that needs to go on, and we're hoping that we can bring this all together and really change people's lives.